Hello and welcome to AUMliving. We are going to be getting ready for the holidays and it's time to do some preparation in your home so that you can receive your guests on how to be a perfect host. So let's start with all of the 10 ways of being the perfect host. Number 1, make sure that your home is absolutely seasonally clean. And this means not having any clutter around. It's good for you, it's good for the home, it's good for your headspace while you prepare for the holidays, and most definitely it is good for your guests. Number 2 on the list, make sure that the room where your guests are going to be staying has absolutely clean linen and you have some extra blankets and you let them know where the extra blankets are. In addition to that, what you would really want to have in the room is definitely a carafe or a water bottle filled with water if in case they need water during the night. Some interesting books to read is always welcome. I normally do not put flowers on the side table in my guest room because of feng shui rules and vastu rules and kaya kalpa rules, where we don't really put flowers in a room where we rest. It's not such a good thing. But I would, however, throw in an orchid in the bathroom just so there is some life happening. And I also make sure there are some night lights. So these are just some safety things. And also in the room that I give my guests, I make sure that an entire closet is ready for them to unpack and feel comfortable as if they are in their own home. I also keep towels handy, rolled up in a basket. And it's always a good idea to have that handy in case your guests are not the type that travel with extra towels, right? I don't put overpowering fragrances because you never know, even if you know somebody really well, if they like a particular fragrance or not. But it's always a good idea to have a humidifier or a diffuser in the room if in case you live in an area that is quite dry. I always keep a choice of 3 different oils. I would keep like a eucalyptus, a lavender, which is calming, and a citrusy oil, so they can take their pick. And I have little instructions written up, which is laminated on the side of the diffuser. So that is something that I do for them to feel comfortable in the guest room that I'm going to be giving them for the time that they stay with us. Number 3, as far as the bathroom goes, I make sure that all of the mats are absolutely clean. And I might have to go get some extra mats if required because it is one thing that people really like, a really clean bath mat. I also keep toiletries that they might want to use, and I use like a conditioner, a shampoo, I keep a shower gel, I have an extra loofah, and I also put a little sign in there, even if they are very well-known friends, I have a little sign in there that says, if you've forgotten anything at home, please do ask us, right? So that's another little touch that I would do for sure. Number 4 is something really heartfelt and sweet. Usually people who come and stay in your homes, they're not going to be somebody that you don't know. They might be somebody that you're getting to know well or people who are very well established in your life. So I always make it a point to make food which is really, warms their heart. Really tasty food which caters to their flavors, and they usually would ask, oh my God, that is so wonderful, can I have the recipe? And I always have the recipe written out so I'm not scrambling when I have a house full of people. So it's always a little touch with food. You always would make a really great impact. Even if people are visiting, it's not like you're going to be spending 24 hours with them, right? So one day they might want to borrow a car and go out somewhere. I always have suggestions of where the exciting places are in the neighborhood, and beneath it I have all of the contact numbers if in case they get lost and so forth. So just to kind of make them feel good about feeling welcome in your town is also a big responsibility for you when you play host. Number 5, I always keep some extra jackets because when you have people over during the winter, it's always a good idea to have those extra jackets really well cleaned and hanging in the hallway closet for them to pick up if in case they've forgotten their jacket. Anything could happen. Rather than scrambling around and trying to go find a jacket, it's always good to have some handy. And they would always feel so wonderful about it, and some people feel kind of shy about asking, but you really want your guests to feel warm in and out of the house while you're out and about doing things. So keeping those coats, it's something that I learned from my mom. She is really very good at hosting, and she always takes a lot of things into consideration to make people feel comfortable. So that's very sweet. The next point is about having a little present, something very small, something significant, something that they might really like, already packed and kept as a present on their bed when they arrive. It's just a little sweet gesture, and it makes people feel extremely welcome. Number 7, I always keep some healthy snacks around in a little basket. And I also have some extra water bottles ready to go. I cut up some fruit ready to go in the fridge, or some carrots and hummus, celery and hummus, apples, hazelnut butter, a bunch of those things. And I let them know where they are so they can actually get to it by themselves rather than feeling a little shy to ask you. Well, most of the people that come and hang out with us are not the shy type, so they know exactly where things are because they're habituated to being our guests. And I really think that all of you need to enjoy people that way, where they actually feel very much in their comfort zone while they're around you. Number 8, plan a whole bunch of different activities and offer it to them as suggestions 2 weeks prior to their arrival. Make sure that you get all of the itineraries squared away, knowing exactly when they arrive and who's going to be designated to go pick up the people and how the luggage is going to be placed. Definitely remember to ask them how many pieces of luggage. I have some friends who arrive and they always overpack and they understay. At least if they were overstaying, the clothes would be useful, but it's not a good idea sometimes when it is nippy outside to figure out where the luggage is going. So it's very easy to plan all of these things, it's just logistical things, ahead of time so that everybody is rested. Number 9, I always keep pens and paper and little pads handy in several places at home. I have some in the car, I have some by the bedside table where they will be staying, some in the kitchen, some on the refrigerator, because you never know where people need to make a little note of something. And it's very easy for you to grab it. And if they see it visually present, it is so useful. And I always feel that it is a kind little gesture, while we're still talking about stationery, to have something like little thank you cards, so that when they leave and you're packing and everything to go, I always write a quick little thank you note and make sure I, put it into their luggage with a little fragrance of some kind, something which is very calming and nice, or something that reminds them of their time that they spent with us. Sometimes if it's during Christmas, it's like a little Christmas ornament or some little thing. And I always make sure that I put it in their luggage and they don't know about it. And of course, they're very good friends and they're staying at your home, you can totally get in their luggage and put that stuff in there. So when they go home and they're unpacking and they find it all of a sudden, the experience of the time that they spend with you lingers on. So that is incredibly sweet. Lastly, do everything that you need to do to take care of yourself and your family before you're ready to receive guests in whatever season, especially if it is during the holidays. Make sure all the packing and the purchasing and the gifting and everything that needs to be done is taken care of ahead of time so you can beat the rush in the malls and other places. Try to save on paper and pack with cloth, and do beautiful little things around the home that already makes you feel welcome in your own home rather than you running around all over the place. Remember, when you have relaxed hosts, the guests will always have a more relaxing time. Have a beautiful holiday season from our home to yours. Until we meet again, this is Vaidyaji Priyanka.